Hey everyone, we're here on Calypso, and I thought we would try and do these Igni, and someone had posted that there was a really great spot for these in the forums right out here. Let me queue up a waypoint at about 54.7 by 64.4. There's a big grouping of prowlers and stalkers in here. We're out on the edge right now, and we're going to start to work our way in. We'll try to avoid the allophile, um, and we'll see. We might need to switch it up, and these guys have pretty good aggro range. But we might need to switch it up and go with a little bit bigger armor at some point. And I think we're going to go ahead and use a little bit of a loot pill just so that we don't have to keep panning down once we start to kind of get into it. And down in here around this tree, I think is where it was a really big spawn of them. Oh yeah, now we're getting into it. There they are. And so I haven't done much with these Igni. They're pretty low hit points. I think they top out about 200 for a stalker. Oh, we're going to get swarmed a little bit now, which is fine because we got to move forward and loot that one that died super fast. And so they do hit pretty hard when they hit. I actually should just put on my good armor now. I noticed those stalkers really hit hard when they hit us, so we'll go ahead and bite the bullet, use the good stuff. Since I couldn't find a good spot for these that was lower level. It looks like that one got free from the tree. And they spawn up, and so sometimes they'll get hung up on the tree and whatnot. But it's always nice to find a new codex to work through. I saw we've already got a codex rank and um, an attribute to pick. And so maybe when we're not getting swarmed quite so badly, we'll take a look at that. Let's see what we got. We're about to get another one. Looks like some decks like normal. Let's see what the attribute is we get though. Our attribute, oh, stamina all day. All right. Oh, that one. Those are hung up. All of those are hung up on the tree. That one's not though. And so we've already got another rank. This should go up pretty quickly out here, I would imagine. For a few reasons. Oh, that's not actually what I wanted to be attacking. So I wasn't trying to kill those Goka Basagis, which is, oh man. But I don't think we're gonna have much choice. They're kind of intermixed out here now. These guys have a pretty significant amount of hit points. So it's gonna be a little bit of a mixed hunt. Since we're getting these, we'll go ahead and pull up there. There we go. And then I know we've found those Daripi too. Oh, and there's Tripudons out here, or Tripudians. Well, I think they're stuck up there. Alright, moving past those ones. Yeah, I definitely like the first person mode a little better with these mobs. Alright, I'm not going to have him jumping us later. We'll just take him down now. A little bit of a downer that so many of them are just stuck up in the tree there. Yeah, we're still getting 5% a kill on the bigger ones. Where's the other there? And so these guys do electric damage and stab damage. I think it's 80-20, with the 20 being the electric. But out here you get a lot of prowlers and stalkers, um, and the other maturities, but it's a full mixed spawn in which it allows us to really kind of jump through the codex, which we're pretty excited about since we're about to finish rank 3 already. And I haven't come up with a great spot for those Dreepy yet, but this spot looks to be pretty solid for these Igni. Let's stay away from that Alethile. Alright, let's see where they've respawned at. Well, there's a Papagi. So we'll get a few of those out here as well. Oh, that was a nice little critical they dropped on us. So it definitely seems a little harder to get solo spawns on Calypso of mobs. A lot of them seem to be mixed 2 to 4 types. And so you can kind of pick out what you're trying to do a majority of, but you'll still get a smattering of some other codex while you're out, invariably. Calypso seems to have a fair variety of flying mobs too. They got the Hyrule, these Igni, and those are all stuck in the tree, which probably more and more will end up getting stuck in trees as we kill and keep forcing them to respawn. But yeah, I don't really know much about their drop list. I didn't really do too much research before we started today. We're really just out here for the Codex, boost that stamina up a little bit. Oh, over here is a big grouping. Maybe we can get lucky. Oh, yep, they're swarming us already. Here we go. Yeah, we're tearing through this Codex. That's the fourth rank down. So I would definitely recommend this spot for these guys. As long as you don't mind a few of those peripheral kills like we were talking about. And you have the armor to handle it because they do swarm. Or a healer, I guess, would work as well. Oh, we're getting really swarmed now. I'm just trying to get over to where we can auto loot. We'll pick up that one we dropped. There we go. You know what? I'm gonna switch to this and I'm gonna throw on. Oh, nice. The lifesteal amp. It should counteract a little bit of the damage coming through because it's not very often that we're getting hit. We could probably just use the sword out here, work our hit points up a little bit. Since they swarm us so badly anyway. Although the DPS is definitely better with that rifle. Alright, I think we've about broke through that swarming. And started another one. Let's avoid that guy, I think. I see that Allophile over there. And if we can, I'd like to avoid taking on those. They hit pretty hard. Alright, there's rank 5 for those Igni, which will give us, I think, some evade usually. Let's take a gander here. First, we're going to take that perception reward, then more perception reward. Yep, looks like evades the choice I would like out of that grouping. Oh, and then they just respawn right on top of me. But not very many, so. Alright, we got some auto pull happening. We're still getting about 1% a kill, and they're dropping pretty quickly. Well, let's just keep going with the sword a little bit. I'd rather have the hit points and the little bit of carry capacity. I'm not sure about their little combat noisies there. And they definitely look kind of funky. Well, the auto pull is nice with the sword since our armor can handle it. Uh, helps keep our kill rate up a little higher. And so it's not all bad. Now, if you're barely able to take one or two, it would definitely be bad. We would definitely be trying to work on a different strategy. Well, this is probably the best spot for them I've found so far. We checked out 3 or 4 spots. There's one south of Odysseus Landing. There was another one. Let's see if I can find it on the map. It was like over. I'm not. Actually, I don't really remember. I don't want to misspeak. Oh, it looks like an allophile spawned in here as well. That's less than ideal. We might have to step back and use our bowcasters, I'd like to call it. It's like a arbalest MK5 or something like that. Picked up out of the auction house. It's kind of cool. The sound's not that cool. This might be a big enough swarm to finish out this Codex rank as well. Nice. Little 16 peg global. So hit two globals out here. One was on shrapnel, the other was on muscle oil and shrapnel. So we haven't got any items today, which is pretty normal for us. Well, maybe not quite, but we were real close. Oh, there's a nice little insect swarm. There we go. Rank 6 knocked out. All right. And so we're going to wrap this Igni hunt up a little early today. We've knocked out 6 ranks pretty quickly. I hope everyone is having an amazing day. Stay epic.